I saw this video that got under my skin. This dad caught his son jumping 10 feet in the air, doing splits like Simone Biles, all because LeBron James bought him some shoes.
Why you jump 10 feet in the air for a 6'9" nigga?
Time will not matter if it runs out.
Jump in the air for me right now, nigga. I'm here. Do a cartwheel, fuck it.
Trust me, I understand, especially because I got a son now. If my son ever started doing somersaults because some athlete got him some $200 shoes, I'm cutting him off the family Wi-Fi. You can't stream no more if you out here bouncing around like Tigger for another man's approval. I'm the one feeding you, clothing you, and paying the bills. Do some splits for me.
Oh.
And I'm not judging. I could have been one of those kids. My dad wasn't around. I grew up in group homes. I had every reason to idolize somebody. Actually, that's when you're supposed to pick a famous stranger to look up to. But I didn't trust nobody with a publicist. All my heroes were whoever didn't steal my snacks that week. And let's be honest, the 90s had the best athletes. That's when they were dominating sports and doing cocaine. Lawrence Taylor was coked up and still leading the lead in sacks. Most cokeheads just talk your face off about their new business ventures. LT was out here taking people's heads off and winning championships. He'd do a line and a tackle in the same minute. That's a man to look up to.
You know that saying, treat people how you want to be treated. I hate it because that assumes you actually love yourself. You think you do, but nope. You just tolerate you. You talk to yourself all crazy. You settle for people who drain your energy. Your bedtime routine is doom scrolling. You got crystals, sage, and the vision board, no vision. And you call that self-care because you lit a candle. That's not healing. That's mood lighting for depression. You out here yelling, universe, send me a sign. And God's like, yo, I sent you like 5 therapists. You ever been in a relationship where you realized, oh, they don't hate me. They just treat me how they treat them. That's when it clicks. Some people can't give you what they never learned. That's why therapy is expensive. You're paying someone to teach you what love sounds like. Tell me I'm doing my best. Sure, that'd be $200. Before you treat me how you treat you, go love yourself first. Don't project that shit onto me. Until then, drink your water, light your candles, and stop trauma dumping at brunch. That mimosa can't hold that kind of pain. What happened to real journalists? Like, where did they go? Did they all die off? Are they like in the sanctuary for endangered species? Now everything's like, according to a user wrote next. Why the fuck would I care about what a user said? Isn't that the word we use for crackheads? TikTok users eat NyQuil chicken. That's not a source. That's a cry for help. We used to have rules. Journalists had to verify things, check sources, talk to witnesses, and look at evidence. Now it's just vibes. If someone feels like something happened, that's enough. Remember how journalists looked back in the day? Trench coat, notebook, cigarette hanging out their mouth. They didn't even smoke. They just chewed on it while they typed away at a diner at 3 a.m. Now journalists look like lifestyle influencers. They got ring lights and affiliate links. You can't tell if they're breaking the story or doing a get ready with me. Everything's clickbait now. Journalists used to tell you what happened. Now it's, you won't believe what the senator said. Yes, I will. I absolutely will. I believe every politician is crazy. That's not news, that's Tuesday. Every article sounds like they're trying to trick you into buying something. They don't even say what it's about anymore. They just tease it like a stripper at a spelling bee. Somewhere along the line, the world decided everyone's a reporter. Now you got citizens journalists with GoPros yelling at people in Walmart. We traded investigative journaling for a guy with Wi-Fi and a grudge. We live in a time where the algorithm decides what's important. News outlets don't even want you informed anymore. They want you upset. Anger equals clicks. You read the article, get mad, share it, boom, profit. I miss when journalism had music. Remember, you turn the TV on, it was like dun dun dun, and you knew you was about to learn something. Now it's just lo-fi beats and a robot voice saying 10 things you didn't know about the Gaza conflict. Half the time, even journalists chase trends. You'll see a Pulitzer Prize winner doing TikTok dances. I just miss the era when facts mattered, where people took pride in finding the truth, not inventing it for clout. So shout out to the last real journalists out there, the ones checking sources, getting yelled at by billionaires, and eating cold pizza at their desk. You the real heroes.
I wasn't aware that there were so many Americans against socialism. That's weird to me because you can't be anti-socialist and then have a GoFundMe. I was raised in group homes and super religious foster homes, and both raised me to believe in helping people and taking care of each other. Basically, to be a socialist, which in America apparently is like being a vegan at a Brazilian steakhouse. Everybody smiles at you, but ain't nobody making you a plate. I've seen a bunch of people online calling Zoran Mamdani a communist, which leads me to believe that they have no idea what socialism is. A socialist is basically saying that nobody should be super poor, which I kind of agree with. I don't think anybody in America should be poor except a couple of my enemies. And communism is saying it should be classless, which I disagree with. If it wasn't for rich people, how would we know not to take a homemade submersible 13,000 feet beneath sea level with a gaming controller? When people bring up socialism, they always gotta mention the countries that failed. What about Cuba? What about Venezuela? That's like if every time someone brought up marriage, they showed you clips from Snaps. Socialism works. Denmark, Sweden, the Netherlands. I've been to Copenhagen and Sweden. I've never seen whites so happy in my life. It's suspicious. In America, white people only smile like that when the tax refund hits. I feel like America struggles with social democracy because we're very diverse and a little racist. In those countries, they don't got much diversity. Americans will vote against universal health care just to make sure they don't see a black or brown person with a nice smile. My tax dollars paid for those teeth. Meanwhile, their teeth look like Wi-Fi signals. And being a socialist doesn't mean that you're anti-capitalist. The dream of being rich, that's America's religion. It's what keeps this country moving. The older I get, the more I realize capitalism is just confusing. We yell at the government to create more jobs, but most of the jobs in America are private. So we're not asking the government to hire us, we're asking them to make the rich people hire us. Then in the same breath, we're asking stop giving rich people tax cuts, which I get, but that's who owns all the jobs. It's a paradox. We need the rich people to stay rich so we stay employed, and then we hate them for staying rich. The system is not broken. It's doing exactly what it's supposed to do, hustling us. We're all hooked. We're yelling at the dealer, but we still chasing that high. I'm a huge WWE fan. I went to WrestleMania 40 in Philly a couple years ago, and before the show started, they had somebody come out and sing the national anthem. I sat down, and not because I was anti-American and I didn't want to be patriotic and I was making a stand or doing some sort of silent protest. I was just tired and being lazy, and that pissed a couple of people off. I could hear the murmurs behind me like, he's not standing for the flag. How dare him not stand for the flag? Dog, it's wrestling. Why am I standing for the national anthem before somebody jumps off a ladder onto a folding table? Who you want me to salute? The Undertaker? For what? Rising from the dead on the PLE? The only war being fought here is between good writing and bad acting. Why am I standing? For the storylines? Ain't nobody in that ring ever served overseas. They serving shoulder slams. Don't get me wrong, I love wrestling. It's passion, performance, and chaos. It's America's Shakespeare with folding chairs. But if it's sports entertainment, then let me be entertained. I'm already doing the most patriotic thing you can do at that moment. I'm spending hundreds of dollars to clog my arteries with trans fats and sugars. That's freedom, baby. I'm literally dying for my country one nacho at a time. So the least you can do is let my fat ass sit down during the national anthem. I'm not disrespecting America. I am America. Loud, broke, full of sodium, cheering for two dudes pretending to fight in their underwear. That's American, baby. Now that I have a kid, I realize that trauma could be inadvertently passed down. Like, they're not doing it on purpose. They mean well, but it's like a bad family spaghetti recipe. It's like, why is there sugar in the sauce? Like, well, who wants that? My mom and my grandma, they say things like, don't you go spoiling that boy. He is 2 weeks
old. He just realized he got hands.
Don't pick him up too much or he'll get used to it.
Ain't that the point? I want him to get used to being cared for.
You gotta let him self-soothe.
What the fuck is that? Is that like cold foot neglect?
Let him cry. He'll figure it out.
Figure out what? Taxes? This boy don't even know how to fart on purpose. I feel like they want me to just let him lay in his crib and stare at him like I'm Rico from Paid in Full.
You be alright, nigga. You tough, right?